Yo, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. We are back recording live from the mothership. You see, we in the lab in the secluded training area. So we ain't playing rank today. I'm getting back to y'all with some more Reina Parry information, or Parry tips, Parry tutorial, whatever you want to call it. Just some tech, I guess. So y'all would have seen, hopefully, if you haven't, go ahead and check the channel page. I've done some videos around Reina's Parry. And I've done like 5 moves that you can punish with Reina's Parry that otherwise aren't punishable, right? Or maybe you get a bigger punish or whatnot, right? So, as I said, I'm gonna keep looking into this, I'm gonna keep labbing, and I'm bringing 5 more moves for you guys that you can be punishing with Reina's Parry. There's a lot of moves. Like I said, I'll be putting time in, bro. So there's a lot more to come. But today, I got an interesting list, bro. Some better, bigger than others. But ideally what I'm going for, at least right now to start, is I'm going for moves that you're going to see quite often. Moves that characters like to use, like, rather than more niche stuff. Moves that you're going to see when you play these characters. And moves that can swing certain matchups to an extent, right? Like, moves that characters like to use, like I say. And if you take these moves away from them, it's going to have an impact, right? So, we're going to start off. We got Jin. Very simple. Y'all probably seen me parry this in videos, in matches, wherever. And this is a move. So the interesting thing with this move, right, is if I do it right here, you watch the frame advantage. Obviously, like dive kicks in 2D games. If it's up close, it's gonna be +2 on Jin's favor, right? So the further you are, if you hit at tip range, if he hits me from around here, you see right there, +8. So the further away he is when he lands this hit, if he hits you more towards your feet, the lower legs, then he's going to be more plus, which actually affects the punish, right? So if that's a little bit too far. If I parry it, sorry, around, I'm a little bit too far away. I'm still a little bit too far away. Trying to get that tip range. So around here, I should be able to just get a 1, right? And this is important because you're gonna need to know. You're gonna need to react kind of on the fly in certain situations, because, like I said, at this tip range, you're not gonna get a max punish, right? Let's see. You might be able to get. See, so right there, like 2 is not a punish at this max range. So you need to be aware where this is landing in a match. Whereas you see, if he does it point blank, I can even get, I was slow on that. Slow on that again. The electric timing, there you go, right there. So yeah, I can even get a launch. If he does it, and this is real good, like, a lot of people, there are people who really abuse this move because it's a really good move. It's evasive, it's, you know, plus it's a dive kick. It's a really good move. So a lot of people are going to abuse this. A lot of people don't really focus too much on the range that it hits at. So if you're fighting against one of those people and they're just throwing it out, you can make sure you're punishing this, launching it. Boom. Like I said, as you already know, if I'm in heat and you don't want to trust yourself to, you know, to get the timing right on the electric, because you really have to practice it to really get the timing. And I'm not even talking about the just frame timing, but actually just the timing of cancelling out of that and getting the electric on time to punish. Yeah, you're gonna need to put some work on. So if you're in heat, you could just get 2 and get your launch. But something else, obviously the thing that's good about this move is, like, it's fairly slow. Like, you can, if your opponent is throwing this move out regularly and you're locked in, you can parry this every single time. Every single time. Like, you have more than enough time to see this coming. He jumps up in the air. Like I said, if you're locked in and your opponent's doing it regularly, you should be able to make them pay for this. Like, if your opponent is using it more sparingly, rarely, you know, mixing up the timing when they use it, then it's gonna get a little bit harder and they might catch you. You might not be ready, but like I said, if you're locked in and it's a move that your opponent is using regularly, you're gonna be able to punish this. You're gonna be able to react. It's very easy to see coming if you're looking out for it. And like I said, if your opponent's doing it a lot, if your opponent does it once or twice in a set, you know, you might not see it coming. You might not be ready for it. But if your opponent is using it, really trying to take, use plus frames, be evasive, you can punish them for doing that. And an interesting thing, like he was touching on the range, one thing that you need to be ready to do, or like a kind of a level up, obviously, like I said, with the tip range, if you're ready, you can, you know, do a little dash in. Because like I said, if you're here, you don't get the launch, right? But if you see it come in, you can do, if you're on the ball, little micro dash, get in range, and get that punish, you know? A lot harder than it sounds, you know, just saying, hey, just run up. But like if you're on the ball again, micro dash into parry, and you make sure you always get your launch. If you see your opponent trying to space it, like I said, you close that distance, micro dash in, get that parry, get that punish. All right, now for the next one, moving on to Mr. Kazuya Mishima. Now this one is not as exciting, I guess, but this one's one that I feel a little bit is interesting. Because it allows you to be a little bit safer, I guess. So it's not really turning. So all right, let me show you guys. I've got it's for Kazuya's down forward 1 string. So obviously down forward 1-2 is a high. You can already duck the high and launch it for a big punish, right? But the thing is, if he does down forward 1, down forward 2, that move is actually, I think it's like plus 15? Wrong one. I think it's like plus 15, right? Which means, you know, he can apply that pressure. The idea, like I said, you can already duck the high and get a big launch, but then you kind of run the risk of getting hit by the mid, which if you're in a situation where you don't really need to take big risks, I mean, it's not huge, you're not getting launched or anything, but minus 14 against Kazuya, and he's in that range where you can, you know, apply some mix or whatever. If you don't need to put yourself in that position, you don't really have to, because with the parry, you can actually option select both, and it will catch both times. It will catch both options with the same timing. The thing is, it doesn't, so with the option that you could usually duck, you don't actually get a punish anymore. See, like even that is not a punish. But the good thing is, right, like this move is really good on block anyway. So like it sets you into 0. It's 0 on block, you're forced crouch. So it's a pretty good situation for Kazuya, right? So to be able to turn this into a I switched it again. To be able to turn this into a situation now where like you take that away from him, and actually now it's my turn to mix because now I'm in stance, and I don't know exactly the phrase, but it's definitely my turn, right? So either way, whichever one of these I parry, I'm in a good situation, because the second one, you do get a punish on. It's just a small one, you know? You get bow into heat, which is better than nothing, because usually this is safe, right? So it's kind of switching the properties, whereas usually the high is unsafe, obviously you duck and launch, and the mid is usually safe. Now you can punish the mid, and the high, you get a better situation for anyway. So it's better than running the risk of ducking, and potentially, you know, you take that hit that you didn't have to take. The beautiful thing is, like I said, it's the same timing for both options. So as soon as you see, it also gels. Like, I can mash this. Sorry, I mashed it too early. I can just mash this. The timing is perfect. It's gonna parry whatever follow-up he comes with, right? So I know that whichever one he does, I'm gonna be in a good situation after. If he does boom, then, you know, you go in and you do your mix or whatever. If you do that one, then you get your punish, right? So it's a like I said, it's not the most entertaining one. You're not getting a launch on something, but it kind of changes the situation and puts it in your favor in both situations. You don't have to guess anymore. And whatever option he picks, it's in my favor. So I kind of like that one. That's a good little one. So for the next one, another a pretty simple one, pretty straightforward one, a move that can be punished pretty well. So Devil Jin, I don't even know what this move is called, but Morning Crow 1+2. This is -8 on block. Now the thing is, this move is it's real linear, so you can just step it, but the thing is, like, it's kind of awkward getting a decent punish. right? Like, unless I'm going for... Oh, it tracked me right there. Unless I'm going for... I could go for that, right? But I feel like you could always keep it. See, even like that, sometimes the cameraman will mess you up. And the thing is, like, with Reina, even if I was to get a good punish, right? Like, her back turn combos are just not... They're just not great, right? So, I find it's not really consistent trying to step and get something off of that. So what you can do is you can just parry it. It's actually like the timing is a little bit later than you might seem. Like I go a little early quite often. But you parry that. Boom. Sorry. The timing. See, you're going a little bit too early. It's like the move actually comes out a little bit later than it seems. Am I bugging? I'm pretty sure you can launch this. I was ill-prepared. Alright, it seems like... Pretty sure I had just checked this and it was launched. Maybe I'm being a little bit too slow. I don't think so, though. Oh my god. Am I? Let's try... This is why I have heat activated, because then you don't have to be so precise. Alright. This will tell all. I guess not. I'm definitely being slow, but I also think it just isn't a punish. I could have sworn. Alright, maybe something changed, but who knows. But regardless, you are still gonna get a launch in heat, because this is a punish, right? So, you know, it's less damage than if I done forward 2, if I stepped and done forward 2, right? But like I say, it's a little bit easier, I feel, to pull off in a match rather than trying to sidestep. And like I say, sometimes the punish is a little bit awkward. This is guaranteed. This is easy. Obviously, you're getting a wall splat if you're at the wall break, if you're at the breakable wall like on this stage. And like I said, if you're in heat, oh lord. If you're in heat, you know, you get your punish. You do your thing. And, you know, you take your damage, right? So, like I said, another pretty simple one, a move that you can punish with Reina's parry. This one is going to be circumstance based, of course. It's going to be more useful if you're in heat, because then you get the launch. And obviously if your opponent's back to the wall, but I mean if your opponent's back to the wall, they're probably not going to be using Morning Crow, but it's an option. You can parry, you can punish. Good to know, right? Okay, 2 more to go, and these last 2 are going to be very, very useful. I've saved probably the most useful 2 to the end, especially if you face these 2 characters. You're gonna have seen these options quite a lot, and these are pretty useful options. So how many times have you seen the Zafina right? Quite a lot, right? Because this +8, this +6, right? Something like that. Yeah, there you go. Boom. A lot of plus frames on this character. Obviously, you could duck this right here. I haven't actually practiced to see if you could like sidestep that follow-up or whatnot, right? But people are going to use this over and over again, right? You could probably... You know what? I'm going to give you a 2 for 1, right? Because you actually have 2 options. Let's actually show... So if I record this, sorry, wrong. I'm gonna give you a 2 for 1. We're gonna actually figure out before we actually start. Let's do some impromptu labbing. Can we sidestep that follow up? Not that way. Yeah, that's not happening. Okay, maybe we can. We absolutely cannot. We absolutely cannot sidestep. That's good as hell. But what we can do, parry. Boom. And with this one, I'm pretty sure we get the launch. I apologize, guys. It's a lot to remember, bro. There's a lot of moves. It's hard too, bro. Trying to get that, the frame 1 electric, I guess. Alright, so it looks like this is not launch punishable. But like I said, like this is something y'all need to go out and find out, because like I said, there's a lot of moves. Some are punishable, some are not. And you have to lab it till you remember. But regardless, it would be kind of crazy if it was launch punishable, to be fair, because it's so plus. But you get punished again if you are in heat. You get the launch. So go ahead. This is one that you're going to be using a lot because like I said, and the beautiful thing again, like obviously you're going to be waiting for other options, but you can kind of, like I said, if you're locked in and you're looking for this move, you can react to it. Like if you're specifically looking for this move, you can just hold off, wait, block the other attacks, and wait and react and punish that bad boy right there. Because you got sound cues, right? You got Azazel. She kind of makes a scream. It's kind of, you can see it. So as soon as they go into Mantis, you keep your eyes open for that. You see how consistently, you know, I mean, obviously the timing is the same right there every time, but once you see that move coming out, oh, sorry, I didn't even finish. A two-for, and the first one as well, right? You can also parry and punish the first attack. Right? You can't get anything else because obviously she's on the ground, but you don't need anything else. Actually, what would I do? What would happen? Do I get this whole... Yeah, okay. I mean, it's not... She's considered airborne, so it's just not worth it. Right? 16 damage, yeah, it's absolutely nothing, but... You can punish, which is huge because this move is also homing, right? Obviously, you could duck it, but then she has the mid option. But yeah, the best option, and I haven't labbed the other options from Mantis, but there's probably other options you could parry and punish too, right? So just having the options to do that, big deal. Big deal, because a lot of Zafina's you're playing, their game plan, a lot of their game plan is going to revolve around this. So being able to shut that down so big, again, if you're in heat, launcher. So that option is gonna make them think twice. But let's get into the final option, which is another real good one. Alright, so time to get into the last one. You got the boy Lars on the screen, right? Unfortunately for y'all, I had to put Lars up on my screen, so you know that I'm doing this out of love because I hate this character, bro. But this is a big one because this is something else that a lot of Lars players do, right? Because after that buff that they gave him, we all know, right? This little shit right here. And apparently you can't even neutral guard that second hit. I didn't even know that. So, right there. The thing is, after that first hit, the second hit, you can't really do anything about it. You kind of just have to take it, which means you're going to end up taking mix. You just have to respect him pretty much. What you can do, all you can really do is heat burst. You can heat burst if you're really quick. You saw last time just there, it didn't work. If you're like just mashing it, you can get heat burst out because heat burst is just the fucking ultimate tool, bro. The only thing that works is heat burst because heat burst is just, it's just the golden goose, bro. But obviously he can go low, which is probably at that frame disadvantage, probably gonna beat heat burst. I actually want to find out right now to see if that's actually gonna beat heat burst, bro, because you never know with heat burst. You never know with heat burst. I don't even, how do I do this? So what would be the low? Wait, no, it's a punch, right? Boom, there we go. Alright. Alright, so let's just see. Side note, does this work? Yeah, no, that's definitely, and then you get counter hit launch. Yeah, you really don't have any good options. You really don't have any good options. And y'all will see, even if I mash the big change, really, even if I mash Rager, I still get hit. Oh, I don't even have rage activated. But you're just gonna have to believe me. Even Rager, I mean, I'm sure you already know, right? Which just doesn't make sense. It's just silly changes, bro. But yeah, so really you're stuck in that situation, right? But with the parry, and you better believe people know you're stuck, so people are gonna do this, especially in like a lot of y'all will see in late game situations. If I'm in Heaven's Wrath, I'm going for Heaven's Wrath too, because it's just such a good safe option, right? Like even if you heat burst, it does so much damage that you're probably gonna die, right? In certain situations, you're just gonna die. You can't heat burst it, you can't rage art it. And it's kind of a similar situation with Lars, right? It's just a safe option, right? So a lot of Lars players are gonna go for it. But with that, you get that punish. And with this one, I might be wrong again, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, he's going into stance anyway, so I'm parrying the wrong thing like an idiot. You can parry the kick, but as you've seen, he can go into stance anyway. Oh my god, I'm delaying it so... Yeah, we're gonna assume... Oh my god, bro. Why is he not doing the fucking punch, bro? Yeah, the timing is hard because if you do it too early, you just get 2. And if you do it too late, then obviously you don't get a punish. But what'd you say? You said I should have known what I was doing before I started the video? And you better shut your mouth. Alright, I think it's clear to see that you don't get the electric, right? But regardless, again, like it's good enough to be able to shut down this option, right? But the fact that we get a punish for it as well. And again, I reiterate, if you are in heat already, it is now gonna launch, right? But to be able to shut down this option, which otherwise you simply cannot beat, right? And again, like the timing for this is real good because you're locked in block stun. Like as soon as I see this kick, I can just mash parry and it's gonna parry, right? I'm gonna get that. If he does another option, I haven't really labbed the other options. But the good thing about this as well, I'm gonna show you something else. The really good thing about the parry, I don't really know for a lot of other parries. Some parries I think will get you counter hit, right? But with this one, even if I do the parry and he does a low, I'm not gonna get counter hit, right? So I mean the risk is obviously there, but it's not, I'm not getting like extra punished for making the wrong read, right? Like it will just be a regular low hit. It's not gonna launch me. I'll be okay. But like I said, this is just a good option. This is a good option to have because Lars players love to do this. And then as soon as you can force them to stop doing this so much, that's a win for you. Obviously, he has a whole bunch of other shenanigans and nonsense that you have to deal with. But this is one, like, I don't know this Lars matchup at all, but I know that I can punish that. And it helps me so much when I can catch people off guard and punish them for it. But that's going to be it. 5 moves that you can punish with Reina's parry in Tekken 8. I have more to come. And I'm going to keep labbing. I'm going to keep finding out specific situations, stuff that's good. And eventually I'm going to move on away from punishment particularly and just moves that it's just good to use against that. Maybe put you in a good situation. Because, you know, I mean, Heaven's Wrath, like when Reina came out, I thought, and this is why I thought Reina was weak, because I thought Sentai was where it was at, right? Doing forward 2 into that, forward 2 into that, and mix. This is not where it's at. Like, I've already been over this. Like, jab beats pretty much every option in Sentai. And then eventually I figured out that Heaven's Wrath is where it's at. Like, that's where you want to be. So to be able to parry some of these moves and it automatically puts you in Heaven's Wrath where you want to be with plus frames, yeah. Real good. So it's not even just about punishing. Some moves you can parry and then you're just basically getting a free 50-50. So yeah. We're gonna keep looking into the parry and keep learning how to step up in these matchups. Hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, sharing the video. Let the rest of the Reina community know that this is going on. Let them know that we have this in a holster. And yeah, keep labbing for yourself. Figure out some moves that you can punish with Reina and let me know. Until next time, make sure you always and forever, you're never afraid to run off the fade. Peace.